GRV, talking about combat handguns. Yes, finally the FN 509 tabletopped right now. But first things first, we need a knife on the table as decoration. How about something mean, something wicked, something scary? Cold Steel Espada XL. Oh, discontinued. Hope you got one. That's sick, dude. Wearing my lanyard modification. Yep. I talked about that, what, like 7 years ago when I reviewed this thing? Just makes me happy. I love that knife. So sick. And I also, I don't know love, but I really, really, really like the FN 509 too. Here it is, star of the show. And here's something stupid. I should not do this in a GRV, but I'm gonna. It's something I've never done before. No, it's not related to the Espada. It's related to other competing designs, which right now, right here, to start this tabletop review off, I'm going to rank order against the 509.
Headshot.
So which of these guns would I buy, and in which order would I buy them? We got the 509 on the table. Awesome pistol. CZ P320, still on loan from Schofield Project. Thank you, bro. I'll send it back to you soon. Great gun. P320, reviewed. So that's going to go against a 509. And then how about the Steyr M9A1, which I am pushing to put in people's minds because it is awesome. Highly underrated pistol. The Steyr M9 series. Comes in a long slide in this standard variation right here. And then putting up against, nope, no Glocks, no Sigs. Hope that doesn't make you cry. The Beretta APX. Also reviewed. It's a good pistol. And then let's put something odd up there. Something out of category odd. What do I have right here, right now that I could put up? How about this from another review? A Beretta 950 Jetfire. That is so funny. It just looks like it is totally out of place, man. Hey, we got two Berettas on the table. One Beretta, two Beretta, three Beretta more. Four. Okay, I want to rank order these. Which ones would I buy and in what order? Okay, to answer the first part, which ones would I buy? All of them. They're all definitely good enough to spend money on. They really are. There's no losers on the table. But if I have to rank order them, and I'm not going to give you guys a tie, and I'm being dead serious here, I'm not goofing around, I would buy the P320 first. And yeah, I'm still wearing gloves from another review. If you don't like it, deal with it. I like it. And then I would buy the Psych M9A1 second. He thought I was going to say PX. And then the 509. And then the APX. Oh, I forgot about my Jetfire. Oh, geez, that's going to really throw me in the loop. Well, if I have to put the Jetfire in there, and this is just for my money, and we're not talking philosophy of use, this would be number one. Because if you find a clean Jetfire, they're not being made anymore. Yeah, it's not a combat pistol. It's a backup pistol. It's 25 auto. I've reviewed it. Look at my review. I know. This would be number one. It would, because it's just so freaking cool. It's a backup pistol. It's like a little mini machine gun. So reliable and fast. This one's condition 1. It's hot. It's in our carry system. We carry it all the time. F&J's just for now. Blah, blah, blah. But this would be number 1, 2, 3. No, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Starting GRV, man. We haven't even started talking about the 509 really. We just had some fun gun TV here in Gloob Tube. That's how I feel, dudes. No apologies at all. Yeah, this one I just threw in for fun. So if you were to take the 950 out of the mix, you know, the P10 is awesome. I really love it. I can just hit magically with a P10. I like the square trigger guard. I love the trigger. It's lightweight. It's really very glocky. I said that in the review. And I really love the M9 series, both long slide and standard length. And they're the same thing. I can just hit with this gun so well. I really love the feel and the ergonomics for me personally of the M9 Blade Runner pistol. And these two are very close for me. They really are. The 509, M9, I don't know. Very close. And then the APX is a good gun. it just wasn't something that I would rave about and go, oh my gosh, APX has got to be added to my collection. I do love the square trigger guard on it. P10 has that too. Very glocky as well. Different slide milling. There you go. Stupid way to start a GRV, because I don't want you to think that I don't like the 509. I think the 509 is a great pistol, and if we were to take off the table, let me put the APX back up here, 950 notwithstanding, the two serious MHS competitors that were totally proven, we'd have to take these two off the table, and you would be left with, just with these guns, not other ones that are not on the table, these two guns. So it's the 509 and the Beretta APX, which were ginned up and made, in my understanding, for the to win the MHS contract, to be the next military pistol. And that's important because they're highly tested. So thousands and thousands of rounds and different testing protocols apply to both pistols, 509 included, so they can carry the data to the military and go, hey dude, check it out. This gun's awesome. We proved it. It also competed against, I think, a CZ P09, a G17 variation, and of course the winner, the Sig P320, which is also a great gun. No, I don't have one, nor do I feel compelled to add it to a collection, the P320. It's good. It's kind of, in my way, the P320 to me is kind of like an APX. Totally competent, totally great, but for me it's just not, it's not getting to that part where, you know what I'm talking about, right? Where you're like, oh my gosh, I love this pistol. That's all I'm saying. APX going bye-bye for now. On to features of the 509 series. Again, it is a military designed pistol for the military, and that is a good thing, because you couldn't say that about the other competitors that I had on there. The P10C, the M9, they really didn't go through that level of testing. Are they that proven? Do they have that level of track record? Maybe not. I don't know if track record's the right word for it, because track record takes like decade plus to establish, but maybe level of testing would be more accurate to say. The 509 and the APX do. So if you're looking for an alternative to a SIG, a Glock, an M&P series, maybe look to a 509. I love FN. They do great work. Almost every gun I've brought to the table I have reviewed positively from FN. There are a couple of, baubles here and there, things they do that I don't like. Every manufacturer's that way, but mostly as a military grade contractor, and a contractor that has kept and renewed its contract over decades of service, that says something. FN is no idiot. I've always said that. They have super high quality levels. They're making barrels for all types of different weapon systems, for armored vehicles, for aircraft, machine gun systems, M249, GP series. All that goes into your 509 when you buy one. It's a great pistol. It totally is. 27 ounces is relatively light too. So the weight is 2 ounces, an ounce and a half more than a Glock. Sorry I had to say it. I still compare it. It's the standard measure. But 27 ounces ain't 30 ounces. I mean, the Mod 2 Smith & Wesson M&P it was an MP40 that I reviewed. That's like 30 ounces. I love that gun. It's 3 ounces more than this. So for all intents and purposes, this is about the same weight as a Glock, which will give it that sniper's pistol philosophy of use, being that it's super lightweight to carry. The M9A1's that light as well. It's right there. Let's look at the barrel. We go into features here. Cold hammer forged FN quality, and it's thicker walled than the FNP and the FNS was, if I remember right. I just did an updated review on the FNS, and a lot of people think this is an update on the FNS design altogether. I think a lot of people are actually confused. What's the difference between FNS and a 509, There are several differences. I won't cover them all here, but there's a lot of upgrades. Again, to be a valid competitor to the military pistol trials, they had to do some things. They lost in the end, but maybe the civilian market wins. The barrel's an improvement, if you ask me. Also, it has a recessed crown, if you can see it. And it has a polished chamber in it, which FN's been doing a long time, actually. You can kind of see it right there. Looking at the slide, it actually looks like it would be thinner, for instance, than the Steyr M9, but they're the exact same width. It is an optical illusion. Yep. And you can see the sight radius, and this is kind of went into my own level, is just a little bit longer on the M9 series. I like longer sight radius whenever I can get it. Let's compare it against the P10, just for kicks, the sight radius. P10 is longer. And we're lining up the very back slots of the rear sight. You see that? APX coming, sight radius, and slide width and dimension, I guess you can look at as well. So the FN is actually the shortest slide width, or sight radius that we have here on the table. The Jetfire notwithstanding. Jetfire, it's still hanging out. I freaking love that gun, dude. I just do. The Jetfire is amazing. I'll never stop talking about the Jetfire or telling Beretta to bring it back. I wonder if you guys would buy it though. Hey man, bring back the Jetfire so it comes back and it doesn't sell. People's like, yeah, it's 25 auto. I think it sucks. The thing it doesn't suck about it is second cool, dude. It's not a polymer frame pistol and it's super light. This is a little mini sniper's pistol too. It's amazing. What's the watch for the review? Oh, still the Junkers Iron Annie aviation watch. Embedded mini review. I love this watch. So it takes off on the J152. German designed. I think they're having it made in China. I'm not sure. It's not super expensive. It's got kind of a corrugated face on it. Look at that. Kind of like the Junkers. Trash haulers, we called it in the Air Force, hauling crap around. Oh yeah, gun review. Slide milling is pretty cool. The grasping grooves are excellent. You got forward if you like it. Nice angled bevel right here. So it really gives a really cool look to the 509, I think. The sights are steel, not polymer, not plastic, not aluminum. They're high enough. I don't know to clear a suppressor. We didn't test that because obviously this is not a canned barrel ready for a can. The controls on the 509 are pretty excellent for lefties. You're going to have a slide release on the right hand side of the gun. Ambi magazine release already set up for you. There's no swapping you need to do. It's really an excellent lefty pistol, I think, the FN 509. The mag release too is pretty good. Actually, I think it's better than the P10C, which is this one right here. All these black pistols, I almost have to look twice. I said this one has some sharp edges. It does. And something needs to be done about that. Not a showstopper. Doesn't ruin the pistol. It's just a quirk. Every pistol's got quirks. You just kind of live with them. But this mag release is a little bit better. I did find it's a little bit harder to press though. It's kind of stiff. But again, Ambi, totally set up that way. The grip, and there's some interchangeable back straps that come in the package, which is pretty standard with the FN. Out of package, you're just going to leave it the way it is. I like the grip. I don't like it as much as that M9 though, to be honest with you, just because it's here. I mean, I told you ergonomically this fits me better. And I have large size hands. This one I like better. Big blocky traction molded in on the FN 509 grip, just like we saw on the FN 57, the FNS, and the FNP. It's all good. It's just, I don't know, for me, it's a great grip. It really is. Don't get me wrong. There are some others that I might prefer over it. PPQ would come to mind. VP9 is an awesome grip as well. Undercut molding right here. Not a square trigger guard. I wished it was. That's my own preferences though. I mean, you don't care. You never put your finger up there. It's just not a problem for you at all, but I'm just saying what my preference is. How about the trigger on the 509? Well, on the good side, it has a really nice reset on it. So there's your reset right here. We did shoot it to reset in the field when we tested the 509 and we liked it. The trigger pulls at about 8 pounds, but it seems like it's better in shooting. So it's not that impressive on tabletop, the 509 trigger, and it is kind of an articulated one. So it's has a polymer shoe on the bottom, metal on the top. I don't really dig articulated triggers that much. That kind of went to my preference level. I'd much rather have a safety paddle in it. Here's a P10C. The Glock has the same way, especially if it's one that retracts all the way like the P10s does. Awesome. Just a minor thing. All these things are super minor. I don't want you to think they're big. They're not. Takedown's the same as it's always been on all the 509s. I'm not going to do it on camera. Standard M1913 pick rail. The quality again on all the 509 products is amazing. I guess we should look at the magazine super quick. 17 rounds, so it's going to beat the P10 by 2, just because that was a tabletop competitor right here. Does that matter to me? I do like more rounds. I'm not going to say I don't. But there's some other things. No gun's going to be perfect, so when I weigh everything out, I'm losing 2 rounds with this. I would like to have them back. But for the other things, the quirks that I'm discussing with you, I would still stick with my rating system. I would. The magazines are awesome, except for the freaking ambi nib they have to put on here. I've never liked that. I'd much rather have some big old slots cut out on it. So this is how Beretta does. That's APX, so it does their ambidextrous system this way. I almost prefer this a little bit better than the 509 nib, and I've always criticized that in the the FNS series. And let's see the P10s, how it does it. See, I like this better. That is how you do it, dude. So 2 big notches here. I talked about magazine interchangeability with the P10C and that tabletop. That's just, you know, just me. One reason I say that is because putting this into magazine pouches, APX, one is this is going to grab. Like I'm extracting it from pouches, is always grabbing, it seems like. And then you just have a little tiny raised one on the F509. I mean, has it failed that I've seen? No. Does it inspire confidence in me personally? No. I've always said that. There's your base plate. Just a polymer base plate. Look into the magwell. And then we get into shootability. A quick features review on that. I mean, a lot of this stuff you've seen before. It's really not a big surprise. And I forgot to mention it does have a double captive recoil spring and a stainless steel guide rod versus a polymer like in a Glock, if you care. If you care. What I didn't mention, by the way, is the profile on the slide release. It's almost like an extended G34 one, which is awesome, which means it doesn't stick out too far like the FMPs did. You can see it's still a clean presentation on the FN509. Still low profile, and yet you have more reachability if you're like me and you use the slide release for what it's designed to use for. What? You need a slingshot all the time. No, you don't. Works great, dude. Been doing it on camera forever and in training forever. How does it shoot? The FN509 shoots well, actually. It really does. Let's start with accuracy, and this will harken back to FN barrel quality. Look at that group, dudes. FN509 getting it done. 10 yards indoor, standing. This is all FMJ loads. This is me shooting it. Great group here. All shooting a little bit high for regulation, interfacing with my eyeballs. These are all really good groups, except for this one. That group's not so great for me, personally. Anytime you get them at 10 yards, and these are 1-inch squares, so that's a 2 by 2 inch box, you're doing good, dude. There's a group there. We shot out in the desert too. I don't know if I have paper for that. Here, I reminded myself, one magazine, hard to release. Told you that mag button, so that's a downside. Not a great group right there. Really good group here. These are 115 JHPs. We probably pumped, not a ton of rounds. I probably put 400 rounds through it, 450. And then I was done spending money on the FN509 review. I don't remember any jams, stoppages at all on FN509, which is, again, to harken back to its testing for the MHS. Shooting it was fun, too. I thought follow-up shots come quick. I can't remember a lot of muzzle rise. It kind of reminds me of the APX, to be honest, though. These two guns shot very similarly. Who was shooting them with me? I think it was Jardine. And we were talking about them, like, which one do you prefer? And it was kind of hard to distinguish between the two. We liked them both. Neither one, again, were we really raving about going, hey, man, I love this gun. It's magic for me. You know? But reliability, ergos, I think we've talked about mostly. I didn't really talk about APX versus 509 at the grip. Let's remind ourselves how the APX is. Ooh, that's a nice grip, dude. That's a nice grip. Although it does have some very shallow finger grooves. Uh-oh, the internet doesn't like finger grooves now. They usually match with my hands. That's why I don't talk about them very much, because I have, I don't know, skinnier hands, and they match pretty good. You can see my fingers wrapping around here. That grip versus this one. I prefer the APX grip, to be honest with you. I do. And a square trigger guard. Huh, maybe I'll change my rating between the two. No, I won't. I don't know why. The dimension on the 509, it just seems long in this dimension, going this way. And on the other ones I'm talking about, they seem less so. Maybe it's just an illusion. I don't know. Would I buy the FN509? Yeah, I would. At MSRPs for $650. Gunnies is selling the 509, and I think I have their box here somewhere, for $540. Yeah, here it is. So the serial number reviewed for here and proven to be reliable. So heck, great way to save yourself ammunition. Just buy this one. It is serial number GKS 0002035, $537.99. Support Gunnies, a great American gun store, making this review possible thanks to Gunnies. Both of these are Gunnies pistols. APX is going back, FN 509 going back. Both excellent guns. What I would recommend to you guys who watch the review and you're like, wow, I really like the 509, is go see if you can go somewhere and shoot it. So maybe there's a gun range in your neck of the woods that has one, and shoot them. Shoot all the guns I have, and you decide for yourself, you know, because each of our hands is different. Our manners of shooting are different. For instance, I do curl my offside hand around the trigger guard, you don't. And maybe for you, your number one pistol would be the 509, that it's perfect for how you shoot. You really need to shoot it. But in terms of reliability, how it's put together, and also the value that you get with a 509, I still think they're shipping them, I hope I'm not wrong with this, I'm checking, with 3 magazines. I'm checking, maybe it's just 2 magazines nowadays. Here's the back straps of the 509. Yeah, maybe it's just 2. They used to, all the FNPs used to come with 3 magazine, and they were the polished stainless steel mags, great value. I said that back in 2009 with the original review. But for $540 to get a military grade combat pistol, APX also, but this is the start of the show, yeah, I'd totally buy it. Review done. So would you buy it?
I would pass, personally. There's just other firearms I think I would prefer over this.
Yeah. But not that it's a bad gun?
No, it's been reliable. Just preference, personal preference.
Maybe a failure to lock back on an empty mag.
Yeah.
We've seen that before though.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think it's a good gun. I don't know if I'd add it to my own collection, but I think it's pretty competent. It's a nice gun.
Agreed.
How do you like the trigger on it? You don't love it.
I don't love it. It's okay. It's not great.
So you came from shooting a PPQ to this. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, that may have had something to do with it. The PPQ trigger was awesome. So it's hard. This pales in comparison, definitely. But I mean, it's manageable. It's doable. If you're going to use it as a personal defense firearm, you know, you would practice with it and get good with it. But it's kind of Sig M&P-esque with that little pivot on there.
Yeah, I don't dig pivoting triggers very much.
I don't personally like them either. So
agree.
But not bad. It's not a bad gun.
I'm feeling that you got like a 2.5 star liking out of 5. Is that about right?
Yeah, pretty average. It's an average gun. So yeah,
That's
about
an
right.
average rating.
Yeah.
Over and out.